Leo, welcome to your reading. So I've already pulled some cards for you from this animal spirit deck, and I feel like there are two different people or two different aspects of yourself that are presenting themselves. So the first person or the first aspect came out as this. It's a card called the Black Egg. And then the second person came out with these two cards. So the hyena and the spider. And so I really kind of feel like this is you. Or if it's not you fully, then I definitely feel that this is an aspect within you that is really, it's like it's trying to come to the surface. It's wanting to be born. But I feel like this aspect, it's kind of difficult to understand. And that's why it comes through as this black egg. It's like, it's almost as if this part of your being is something that you have never really done before. It's like, it's a part of your persona that you never really played out before. And so it might feel scary and unfamiliar and like you don't know how it's going to be, like what's going to happen if you start to allow this part to kind of hatch and come into life. So that's what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling that maybe this anxiety, I feel like it's anxiety, is strengthened by certain people in your environment. This is the hyena with the spider. And if you look at the hyena card, you see that this is a person that is kind of like, has like a black and white point of view. That's what I'm feeling. You see that with the moon here. It's like, it's only half of the moon that's lit up. And so I feel like this person, it's like, they're very kind of pulled in, I feel, to the day and like the habit and their usual way of thinking, you know, the way that they've always done things. That's what they know and they're really good at it. But it's almost as if they deny that there is something outside of what they have experienced. And so I feel like this is the type of person they are more like hard-headed and not that empathic in a sense. So this can also actually be like an aspect of yourself that you have taken on, because the hyena, you know, it's a very hierarchical animal. You know, I mean, it operates in hierarchies. And it's really good at that. It's really good with competition, with getting ahead. You know, it's like this kind of stronger, rougher energy. It's not so sensitive and meek. You know, the hyena is an energy that goes after what it wants, but it really also operates in packs. So it's kind of very dependent upon other people and upon how they see him or her. And so I'm feeling like if this is within you, then this is kind of like a part of your persona that you have been investing quite a lot in, actually. I feel like you kind of mastered this. I feel you played out this like social game and you become really good at it. But then this black egg, it's something that is not related to this at all. Like actually, if you were to allow this to come more to the surface, I feel like it will definitely take you away from the hyena state of consciousness and also these social games and dynamics. There's something about, you know, being bored of running in the same circles. And I feel like this is like metaphorical on many different levels. It's like running in the same type of circles in the sense that you're always bumping into the same type of people, and these are the people that, you know, you're kind of helping each other but also competing against each other to to help each other's businesses, for instance. You know, it's something like that. Or if it's in a work environment, it's like you're friends and you're helping each other, but you're also each other's competition, if that makes sense. And so it's a little bit of like a playful yet a little bit rough kind of environment. But I feel like this new beginning, it's something completely different. It's something that will take you away from these cycles, these circles, and it will take you away from like your old way of doing things. And that's where I feel like the spider comes in, because I feel like this is that part of reality that the hyena isn't seeing, isn't able to see. And to me, the spider is a very like deep feminine energy. It talks about like spinning the webs of reality. So it's something about that. Like it's something I feel like it's happening within you. Maybe you're very aware of it. Maybe you have tried to separate yourself from these people that, you know, I describe when I talk about the hyena, because you want more space for this. But maybe also you're not that aware of it yet. Maybe you have been spending a lot of time in the hyena energy, and now you're starting to feel this calling from within, asking you to pull back from the old circles. Like pull back from the social life, pull back from the old way of doing things, because there's something new that's waiting to be born. So let's pull some cards here and see what more messages are wanting to come through for Leo. There's something about the moon as well with the hyena, that you might be looking at things in kind of limiting ways. Like go outside your old mind is what I'm feeling. Like go outside like trend and kind of like the expected way of doing things. Try to be more innovative is what I'm feeling. Like this black egg is a really innovative energy. It's something brand new. It's like it's not following in the same, you know, pathways as the standard quo, if that makes sense. It's something more, like it's something unseen, something that haven't been seen before. That's what I'm feeling. And it's really, I feel like this is really, it's something that will be very successful for the future. Not just in terms of like finances and abundance, but I also feel like just so deeply fulfilling. Like, yeah, it's like a soul. It's like the calling of your soul or something. That's what I'm feeling. So let's see here. Okay, so the cards that came out was the Two of Pentacles together with the Nine of Wands. And then underneath the deck was the Son of Swords. So what is this about? Oh, okay. So with these two cards, I feel like it almost feels like you've been trying to do these two things, like the egg and the hyena. It's like you've been trying to do them side by side with the Two of Pentacles here. It's like you have this public persona that is pretty successful, I feel. With the hyena, it's like this is a pretty successful energy. But then you also have this private persona that is like completely weird or completely unknown, or like it's like undescribable, I feel. And I feel like you've been going back and forth between these two parts of yourself, or these two environments, for a long time. Like with the Nine of Wands there, it's like it's a long time that you've been doing this. And I feel like it's actually been quite draining for you. Like it's I feel like it causes you a lot of anxiety because it's something that you mind with the Son of Swords there. It's something that your mind doesn't really understand. It's like, why is this happening? Why am I going through this? But to me, it just looks like you're growing another set of wings. Like you're becoming more full. You're becoming more whole as a person. But it's unusual, I feel, this wholeness in today's world, because it's way more usual to be like this hyena, you know, that you're very black and white. You can only see like what you think is always right. You know, that person is quite common in today's world. But I feel like you're choosing a different path there. So let's see if we can get any more cards. I also feel like there might have been a lot of doubt with this path. Like that, yeah, it's a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety. So if you feel like that is actually not a feeling that is wrong. The hyena would say that the anxiety and the depression or the internal battle is wrong, because the hyena, you know, just wants to be superficial. That type of consciousness is just about what you're doing in the light, you know, that's the only thing that counts. And what you're doing just for yourself, it doesn't matter, because, you know, you don't get, other people doesn't see it. That's the type of, and again, this is so common in today's world. So it's kind of something that we're also taught to integrate and tell ourselves as well. So it's very common that we kind of push away our anxiety and depression instead of like investigating it and understanding why it's there. Because, you know, depression is kind of just like a cycle of letting go of the old, and anxiety is kind of just a feeling of opening up to something that your mind doesn't know anything about yet. Like I've struggled so much with these two feelings, and the more I started to develop my kind of like my spiritual, if you will, abilities, the more I see that these feelings are not bad. They can teach us so much if we're just able to kind of stand with them and communicate with them and understand how it is that these feelings are actually, you know, shaping our bodies and strengthening us and preparing us in a way for what is to come. So I would say, like, if you feel a lot of doubt and anxiety or depression, I wouldn't label it necessarily as a disorder, even though that's what society is telling us to do. That if we're not feeling like super superficial and bright and peppy and like whoo all the time, then it's something wrong with us. But I mean, look at society these days. Like, do we trust it? Like, is that, do we trust that the messages that are coming from society these days, you know, the matrix that's already in place, do we trust that those messages are healthy? I believe more and more that it's not so healthy to see these feelings, these darker emotions, as something that is to be pushed away. So I don't know, there's something about that as well, to stand by yourself instead of abandoning yourself for, you know, telling yourself that what you're feeling is wrong, instead of figuring out, like, what is it teaching you? Why is it here? Okay, so Daughter of Cups. She is so beautiful. I love her. You see how her reflection is like the rainbow. So I feel like this is a type of energy that's, you know, she is comfortable with all her emotions. You know, instead of it's like I feel like this is the type of energy that knows how to layer her emotions. So when she feels anxiety, instead of being like hard and sharp and vicious towards herself, she's compassionate. She's just like, that's okay. Like, I'm not sure right now. I'm insecure because, you know, I'm developing a new side of myself. She's just so comfortable with that. I love this Daughter of Cups. She's just so naturally flowy and, like, you know, kind of, she uses the water like a mirror, you know. She uses her emotions like a mirror, and she doesn't curse her own mirror image, you know. Instead, she's curious about it. She's like, okay, so what is this telling me about these deeper parts of my being? Like, what is trying to come through me? What am I supposed to learn about this? So I definitely feel like there is a deepening within you, like a real deepening. And oh yeah, there's another thing as well that I didn't realize, but it's like the spider is like the spider. A lot of the times, you know, in the Western world, people used to call females in their 30s and 40s that weren't married, they used to call them spinsters. And back then it was like uncommon, so it was kind of like frowned upon. Today this is so common, and I feel like this is telling us something about the way that evolution, or the way that our societies are changing, because there is this deep power within that female energy, you know, that ability to stand on your own. But there's also something different I feel here with the egg. So I feel for some of you, this might actually be like a literal calling, like that your eggs, if you're a female, 30s, 40s, like your eggs is calling you to really consider whether you are willing to kind of receive a child or not. And so if you feel like, yes, this is something that I want to experience, you know, giving birth to a little Daughter of Cups there, for instance, then I feel like this is also taking you away from that more combative, more competitive environment. And it's kind of like taking you back to the earth somehow. It's grounding you. It's pulling you back to the ground. Like, it's telling you to spend more time with the earth, on the earth, because it's like you have to learn how to receive these children of the future, you know. They are gonna be completely different. They're not gonna be like the hyena consciousness, you know, the black and the white. They're gonna be rainbow. And so as parents, if that's something we want to experience, you know, we are being taught how to be good parents for these types of children that are coming through. And again, it doesn't have to be an actual real child. If this doesn't apply for you, it could be like a creation, new type of creation that's gonna be like rainbow instead of just black and white, you know, instead of just competition and camaraderie. It's something way deeper. And I feel like it's very much connected to the earth, and to actually, you know, collaborating with the earth as well, not just like humans and the old way of doing things. So I don't know, I just feel like you might be going through a period where you might feel more drawn to reflect and to really consider like your next steps. What would you like to experience in your life? And I really do feel like the earth, this is also like an earth element. The earth is really calling you. Like, the earth has a lot of messages for you if you're willing to kind of slow down and spend some time by yourself in nature. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like you might be able to get a lot from that. Also health-wise, preparing your body for these new creations that are wanting to come in. So take care, Leo. I hope this reading was interesting. See you soon. Bye.